Maintenance up to none in injury time.
Well, even if a player's, I mean, these tactical ones that we often see where the player takes half an hour to get to the touchline as he claps the crowd. That's one thing, but I think as your piece says, if someone...
talkSPORT. The talkSPORT Clips of the Week.
Yeah, Clips of the Week time, and he's not been on much recently for some reason.
No.
It is a warm Clips of the Week welcome back to Mr. Mike Parry, our Sri Lankan weather expert.
Well, what happens in the monsoon season is it monsoons.
Great, isn't it? John Ketley, you're out of a job.
Who needs it?
Yeah.
To be fair to Mr. Parry, he is a big cricket fan.
It's all talkSPORT 2.
5 a.m.
Tune in, folks, and it's all going to be there.
Down there for us.
Who?
Darren Gough.
Darren
I've
Gough,
heard of him before.
drive time.
England fast bowler. Won Strictly. No, still not registering. So, staying with our fine cricket coverage, here's Jim White.
Well done, Andrew McKenna, over there in Sri Lanka. Ayub Bowan.
No, I'm not. No, I'll see if I can find him for you, though. We'll put a word out for Bowan. See if we can find him. Apparently, I think it means goodbye in Sri Lanka. He's been putting the work in, Jim. He's been learning the language. But he's only speaking to Andrew McKenna.
Who doesn't speak Sri Lankan as far as I know.
No.
Here's Alan Brazil and Sam Allardyce coming back after a break on breakfast.
Whoa! Do you know what? That would stand another listen. Now you know what's coming.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a shock to the system, but here it is again. Whoa!
It's good.
It's beautiful.
You never catch us coughing on air like
No,
that.
no, that is quite spectacular.
That's a
though.
good one, though, yeah.
Now, here's a call at a kickoff with a man in a hurry. It's Danny Kelly.
Before we go to the next break, Richard's a Chelsea fan in Watford. Hello, Richard.
Hi.
Yeah,
Thanks.
take your time, Richard. At your own pace.
And we were surprised to hear Ray Houghton say this.
I think a few of their players fell out of love with football. I've got to be honest with you. We're at the back end of Arsene Wenger.
Well, I think that would make me fall out of love with football, wouldn't it, really? The back end of Arsene Wenger?
Not ideal.
That Panto season, who was in the front end of Arsene Wenger? So, next, it's Max Rushton and Dean Saunders and someone on the phone.
Yesterday I spoke to Paul Merson, said this Aaron Ramsey saga is typical Arsenal.
I mean, it's Arsenal, isn't it? I mean, how can they let a quality player like that contract run down? It's like, my contract never, ever went to less than 18 months.
Dean, what do you make of the Ramsey situation?
Spot on caller there.
That's
Arsenal's.
To Paul Merson.
Was that Paul Merson?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, I didn't realise.
I hope he won the 100 quid worth of Wicks vouchers.
He did.
Mercer would be delighted to get those through the post.
He actually
wouldn't
said it's Paul Merson. I spoke to him.
He's just switched
Never
off
mind,
slightly.
yeah.
So what's next, Andy?
It's Russ Hargreaves now with rugby news.
Billy Vunipola. Serious injuries in 2018, including 3 broken arms.
Wow.
That's
I mean,
quite
they're
an
obviously,
achievement.
having that third arm is normally an advantage as a rugby player, but not when they're broken. It's terrible, isn't it?
That's right.
Fisherman's Blues now, and host Nigel Botherway's trademark quotation opener to the show.
A fresh limpet looks like a tasty treat. Never judge a mollusk by its cover. And that's this morning's Fisherman's Blues, quoting one of many gems in a new book, The Song of the Solitary Bass Fisher.
Oh,
Yeah, it sounds a good book, that, doesn't it?
Yeah, I wonder who's written it.
Yeah, we'll try and find out.
By James Leaky Boots Batty.
I wasn't expecting that, were you?
No, not
James
really.
Leaky Boots. The only interesting thing was, I listened to the interview, good 10-minute chat.
Was he good, yeah?
The one question Nigel didn't ask him was, why are you called Leaky Boots? I mean, because I don't know if he's got foot rot or something. But not what. That was the one
true,
question
really.
I wanted to know amongst everything
It's
else.
probably a bit of assumed knowledge by Nigel. He knows why he's
Remember
called
the
Leaky
old Leeds
Boots.
player in England, David Leaky Boots Batty?
That's the one,
What a
yeah.
player he was.
Anyway, this is the Moose.
Yeah.
Luke Freeman got the other one as well, but I was taken last night by a young man.
Really? Don't worry, Moose. We will find him and we will kill him. Actually, as it's you. No, we won't. He can have you. So, meanwhile, back on breakfast, Alan Brazil caught up with his old mate Beaky, who was on holiday.
I'm in Zimbabwe.
Oh, Zimbabwe?
Yeah, I'm Zimbabwe.
Put it this way, Beaky, if you bump into Mugabe, stick one on him for me.
There we are, a diplomatic
Yeah,
correspondent.
head of diplomacy.
Fantastic. Well, I'm not arguing with the sentiment now, but it's a bit Route 1, wasn't it? So, next up.
It's the TalkSPORT Caller of the Week, replying to Simon Jordan on Jim White's show.
A level they wouldn't have naturally got to
by Abramovich's money. So it does put them in the same bracket as Man City.
Talk Sport, caller of the week.
Good noise.
Good noise. Three good noises there. Actually.
And now back to the two mics at the start of their Friday night show. That's their Friday night show.
This is Talk Sport. We are the two mics, and I'm delighted to say it's time to say a very, very, very good evening to Mr. Mike Aporke Parry. Very good evening to Mr. Parry.
Yeah, very good morning, Mike.
Morning.
And
Morning.
It's brilliant.
It's the Friday night show. Anyway, back to Fisherman's Blues. Nigel chatting to our old mate James Leaky Boots Batty.
Why Bass, James? What is it about Bass that's so special to you?
I think, they have a reputation for being difficult to catch, and I think, that sort of sets you a challenge. I think that's probably the biggest thing. Of course, I like to eat them. I love to release them.
Not much point releasing them after you've eaten them, is there?
Well, just the bones. I've had all the flesh. Here's the bones.
The old bones and some skin. There's not much. It's not catch and release, is it?
Not really.
What's next?
It's Dean Saunders alongside Alan Brazil on breakfast with a question for Al's old teammate Terry Butcher.
Terry, are we right? Were you born on an aeroplane?
No.
Let's tell you what went on there. I just said Alan said to him, "Hey, Butcher's up next. Do you know Butch? He was born on an aeroplane, And Dean would have said, "Really? Oh yeah, ask him about it." So he just
lovely stitch.
Stitching him up. Beautiful.
Stitch
well
up
done,
there.
Alan. And finally, we leave you with on breakfast. Sam Allardyce sings the Gypsy Kings. Lovely, isn't it?
I love it.
Beautiful. It did sound a bit like you singing, Andy. It was quite nice. So there we are. Thanks to everybody who suggested clips of the week. Callum Patterson, David Clark, Daniel Gooner, Alan Jenkins, Danny Court, Ruthless, Elton Hales, Christopher Chapman, and Walter Mellon. Oh dear, there's always one. Here,
though, Captain Oldsoul called.